Vibrations battle through my soul, shaking up the poison, making me whole. Casting out diseases by chanting the word. The sounds of the universe I always hear. Resonate inside us, love is the word.
Okay, let's see now. Well, looks like it's actually working. My God, it's actually working. It's amazing, isn't it? All right, let's have a look, folks. Oh my God. It blows my mind that we can do this at all. It just blows my mind.
I become alive before the sun rises.
Oh gosh, look at this. Look at you all. I can't keep up. I can't keep up. I love you all. Kaboom. Kaboom. Hey Jenny, what's going on? Hey Jenny, it's still connected, but we'll talk soon.
Resonate inside us, love is the word.
Hey everybody, hi Giggles, hey Lauren Ellen. Hey Laura Ellen Smith, that's a fancy name, you changed your name. Gabby Girl, Jessica.
Any thanks to heaven,
We got Lefty Nation, yes, yes. Rodarius, hi. Christina, Precious, good evening. Jenny, we'll fix it. Jenny, it's going to be a very short night. I haven't had time to prep anything. I see, because I see the picture. Laura Ellen Smith, you had another picture, okay? Hey, good evening, Sharon Teo. Good evening. Thank you for the ticket. I got your ticket. Yay. Yeah. Ashley H, welcome. Ashley H. Love is the word. New. Okay.
The day is done, the moon is on the rise.
Who else is here? Let's have a look at all you crazy people. Let's just do this. As you can see, I'm working very hard to keep a record of everybody who's here. These are my notes. This is called shorthand. Okay? So let's keep going. And I love you too. I love you too, my tarot secret, my dear tarot secret. Brady Boyd, yes, what a lad, what a lad. Yes. John He, John He, Cha Edwin, Cha Edwin, Cha Edwin, Cha Edwin. Love is the word. Feeling vibrations right up through. I'm glad you guys are turning this into your own private club. Teresa Lewis. Yes, Teresa, you're right here. That's you, right there, Teresa. Jackie Sean, that's you. Lena, that's you. MC, that's you. So, Ashley, yes, you see, there it is. That's you. That's you, Ashley, right there. Giggle, that's you, right there. Okay? Jackie Sean, that's you, right there. I hope you get this. Hold on. Yes. So Empress is coming out tonight. She's going to do a coming out party tonight. Yes. Well, don't ask me, ask the Empress. Empress is coming out tonight, folks. Important notes. Love is the word. Yeah, love is the word. Yes. It's the best I can do, Ellen. Dear Ellen Michaels, It's taken me years to train how to do shorthand like this. Empress is coming out tonight. You want to be a D, a 1D. Okay, Lena D. 1D. That's you. Number 1D. Yes. It's a coming out party for the Empress tonight. Jessica Bishop, good evening and welcome. Patricia, good evening. Suryan Ra, hello, good evening and welcome. Hold on. I'm just going to turn this noise down a little so I can check in with you guys. Yeah, someone got poked with the fire stick. Yeah. So, yes. It's going to be a quickie tonight, just letting you guys know. It's been a very, let's say, exhausting month over here with Tarot Lumination in a very nice way. Thank you very much for all your business, all your readings. I love doing this for you, but I got to take a break. And it is Sunday night over here on the Pacific West Coast. So that's what we're going to do. So as you can tell, Ellen Michaels. Ellen Michaels. Okay, hold on. Ellen Michaels. Okay, hold on. I'm not promising anything here. I don't even know if we'll get. I don't even know if we'll get to some private readings tonight. I mean, not private readings, the little mini freebie ones, you know? Teresa, I'm on the west coast of the United States. Hello, Linda Morselli. You sound like a cookie. It sounds like a very fancy Pepperidge Farm cookie. The Linda Morselli cookie. I would like that. Where's my drink? My drink is right over here. I have my beverages. Don't you worry, Cha. Yes, everybody vote for Rodarius. Well, actually, I thank you because I love doing this. Kyle would love a reading. Adina Moskowitz. Well, we don't know what the Empress is doing to come out tonight, but she said she's going to come out tonight. Exchanging kisses and cookies. Hershey's chocolate kisses and cookies. Perfect. It's perfect. Laura Ellen Smith, good luck. Good luck. My tarot secret, good luck. Yeah, it's like good luck with getting a reading here anymore. It's getting, you probably noticed. Sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing, but it's getting harder and harder and harder to get a freebie fun live reading here anymore. It's not so crazy. A couple weeks ago, we had like 60 people in the first minute. There's no way I can cope. It's not possible. Okay? It's just not possible. No fear in shadows because. So, well, it's not how did I get into tarot, Teresa. It's how the tarot got into me. I'm infected. I got infected, and I can't. It's for life. You can't. It's like having herpes. You can't get rid of it. It's there forever. I'm sorry. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, okay. So don't worry. Oh, Nutella. Yes. The Linda Morselli custom Nutella brand. Oh, God. People, guess what? Another very, very important news. Is the word. First of all, the Empress is coming out tonight. She's having a party, and I think she just told us that I guess she's feeling good. Ellen Michaels wants to know how it all started. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Do you really, really want to know? Okay, I will tell you a story. I will tell you a story. But first, now that we're talking about food, cheese. Cheese. Yeah. Love is the word. Yeah, yeah, love is the word. So, guess what? I'll tell you a little story. Y'all give me a moment. I'm getting all kind of like, I'm getting all soft and sentimental and mushy with the music. You can't feel it or see it from there. But sometimes I get really, really like weepy and sentimental. Or something catches me by surprise and I just have to roll with it. So give me a moment. Give me a moment and the song will be over just in a moment. I'm going to tell you about this cheese. Stay there. Okay, so thank you all for showing up. It looks like we got quite a few people here. As you know, this is kind of like a private fun club room where we all get to hang out because we're all basically on the same frequency. Half of you guys are tarot readers. I know it. You're closet tarot readers, or else you're working tarot readers, and I know that. Before we get to the tarot story, we'll do that in a minute. Uh-oh, my pen had just died. Okay. I buy these pens by the dozens because I write so much. I write a lot of notes for the private readings, as some of you know. So there we were. Just imagine you got really lucky and you entered the Silk Scarf Tarot Lumination raffle and you won. Okay? Because you get a free private complex reading on top of that. So now just picture yourself. It's just like this. It's just exactly like we're doing live right now, but it's just for you. Okay. So what happens is you show up at your meeting just like you would. Okay. Because it's all planned and paid in advance and everything's very cool. And you have a private reading. And let's just say it goes really, really well. We learn all sorts of cool things. We have a couple of breakdowns. You use half a box of tissues. And then you start laughing your head off and you think, oh, God, of course, it's all so obvious. Duh. And then we all say goodbye and it's great. And then you get your recording through the email and you can watch it again for fun. Well, that's exactly what happened a few weeks ago. And we were working with this wonderful client and turns out she's a very high-end, premium, classy cheesemaker, custom, like boutique cheeses. And she showed me around the business and everything. It's fantastic because I love cheese. The problem is I can't eat it because my body won't take it anymore. I have so many health issues. It's just, it would fill up a book. So I have to do a lot of self-healing all the time. So sadly, I had to say goodbye to regular cheese. And I'm sure some of you are aware of what, how tragic it is when you have to give up dairy, because so many of us love dairy, especially if you're brought up and raised on dairy. You can almost live off cheese. Anyway, this cheese, I can't remember her screen name. I can't remember her YouTube name. But anyway, I'm just telling a story about the wonderful things that can happen here at Tarot Illumination if you just let it happen. So I was unaware, but she said, okay, let's get the shipping address to your local UPS place. And I said, okay. And guess what arrived in the mail a couple of days ago? Cheese. Now this is very high-end, custom-made vegan veggie cheese made out of cashews. And it's just, it's so good. I've already almost finished one box. I got 6 boxes. She sent me six boxes. That's how cool things are over here. That's how wonderful things are over here. I've been getting donations from you guys and lots of bookings, so it's very exciting. And then we're going to be coming on to the monthly reports for February very soon, okay? But I just need to take it easy tonight because it's been I'm exhausted. I had to almost do nothing for 2 days just to get my voice to recover. So we're pretty good tonight. But that's the story about the cheese. So it's amazing what some of you guys do out there. Some of you are amazing, like global vibration energy healers, corporate people, teachers, students, moms, dads, all sorts of fun things. It's just a bag of laughs, the whole thing. I love doing this for you. So that's one story. So the first story is the Empress is coming out tonight, maybe just for fun, and maybe she's going to retract her words. We know, that's okay. So the next thing is that, yeah, bless the client. Maybe if I could remember the name, I could post it up there. In fact, I just remember she's got a YouTube channel. She's got a YouTube channel for her cheese. It's freaky, yeah. YouTube channel for cheese. Who knew? Who knew you could have such a thing? But that's the wonders of YouTube. So, with all your wonderful, loving support, we just recently went to 10,000 subscribers and a few more. So we're on to the next step of the journey, the big, long journey to 100,000. Yes, I know. I'm crazy ambitious here because I want to keep doing this, but the next step is 100,000. That's the next big threshold. It's probably going to take years. We don't know, but we're going to do that 100,000 mark, and that changes everything. Okay? Just so that you know, it can be done. It can be done. You guys are so cool. Thank you for giving me the chance to read for you and all those things. Next, just a little short story because people have been asking. People write in. And before I start the little tiny tarot story, I want to apologize to a few people out there. Some of you, I really appreciate this. I'm really flattered. I'm really honored, and I'm just kind of happy. Are asking to come and meet in person. Okay. Now you've probably figured out, maybe, I don't know, maybe you got the hint or not, but I'm not exactly comfortable in person. And I'm barely comfortable on camera. Eventually things are going to turn around and Tara Illumination is going to gain some confidence and we'll probably find a way to get on camera, but that's probably going to be in the situation of events, like especially music events. I'm working with some people to try and set up music events. So maybe we'll have a location somewhere where we can all meet, somewhere insanely crazy, like New Zealand. We'll just all go to New Zealand in a big boat or a balloon. And then we'll all meet up and hang out and we'll do Tarot Illumination live. Actually there. We'll have a freaking real live campfire and maybe 20 people or something. That would be cool. And we'll have live Tarot Illumination concert, okay? And you have to bring your own goodie bags and your own backpack. Things like that. Maybe all of you can do a mass group Airbnb, something like that, okay? So there you go. That's just one thing. So that's just the story I wanted to tell you. I wanted to apologize because I had to use the healing power of no. I had to use the big N word. No, sorry. No private face-to-face meetings with Tara Illumination. Somebody offered to pay me triple. No, thank you. I'm sorry. I really need the money, but seriously, I don't want to do it right now. I can't handle it. I just can't handle it. I'm not ready to be outed yet. Okay. So thank you very, very much. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend people. I'm really honored. I can't handle it. I just can't handle it right now. So I'm apologizing. Next, okay. It looks like we're telling stories here. Number 1, Empress is coming out. Number 2, we have the cheese story. Number 3, I just told you about the in-person stuff. Okay. As you can see, this is a highly professional operation. We do everything by the book. It's very organized. Everything is all in its nice, neat boxes, just the way it should be. And I'm one of those people. I like all my pens to line up perfectly, just like this. OCD is what it's called. It's just like that, okay? I'm one of those. There you go. Just warning you. So we did that story, number 3. Number 4, okay, more people have been asking and writing in, how do you do this stuff? Can you train me? Can you teach me? Do you do any private coaching? Things like that. And really, again, I'm sorry to let you guys down. I got enough just to keep the little channel going and the rest of my personal life. So it's going to be a long, slow, steady path. And about the tarot itself, how did I get into this? Okay, well, one of who was it who wrote in? Anyway, everybody comes to it from a different way. I feel that it came to me. I've been working with let's say mediumistic phenomenon for a very long time, and like a lot of people who get involved in mediumship, it can be very disturbing, very disorienting, very frightening, uh, very debilitating in some ways if you're not used to it. So I don't want to encourage anybody to jump into this just because I think it might be cool and fun. It is kind of cool and fun, but there's a lot of like, let's say, homework that you have to do to get to the point where you're not really overwhelmed by the shadow side of the invisible realm. Because it's kind of like, you know, the great beyond is very, very similar to what happens here on planet Earth. Surround yourself with talent, be loving and be loved. But there are an awful lot of people who really have very unhappy, miserable lives to the point where it's almost like they're demonically possessed. I didn't mean to be as a scary word for kids, but it gets that bad. Well, guess what? It's pretty much the same up there in the great beyond, but it only happens if you tune into it. Like if it's same here on Earth. If you want to get involved in a war zone, sure, you can do that. If you're caught up in a war zone, yeah, that's awful too. It's just like being possessed over here. But anyway, about the tarot, I worked as, just so that you know, I can't prove this anymore because this was years ago. I used to work as a so-called consultant for psychics and mediums on a television show. There you go. And, it was a job. So I was offered the job, and so I took it, and I went on for a while, and lots of shows, and I started to get really creeped out by the whole process because I discovered that the producers were mostly concerned about the entertainment, of course, right? Entertainment value. And the more they got into the entertainment value and trying to exploit the shows and the situations and the people and the guests, the darker and uglier things became. Because initially the show was very good spirited, literally very good spirited. But by the end of a few seasons, it was downright ugly. And I refused to get myself contaminated by some of the very, very dark stuff that was happening there. So I quit. And then I had to go and find other ways to get along. But the energy's still there inside of me. I'm just one of those people. I'm empathic, like a lot of you guys. So, and a lot of empaths come here to the channel. A lot of empaths come for readings too. So I empathize with you. Ha 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 ha. That's a joke. That's a joke. Did you get that? I empathize with you empaths. Okay, there you go. So anyway, just to cut to the chase here, almost a little bit over a year ago. Remember, Tara Illumination is a very new channel. It's only been going like 10 months or something. But a little over a year ago, I was strolling around in my neighborhood and at the local mystic store where there are a lot of consultants and readings that go on in person, face to face. And I don't really like to do that. I've done it, and I was doing it for people, but I really didn't like it, so I stopped. But anyway, I felt this very powerful nudge on my shoulder, and I knew it was from my angels. You could call them my guides, whatever you want. I call them my angels. And they're very personal for me. They're very, very real to me, and they've been with me a long time. It's like my invisible friends. And they gave me a huge nudge and said, get over there, get in there, it's time. And I went, what? What are you talking about? What can you, okay, I'll just make a little doodle. I like doing this. I'm just going to kind of sketch it out. Real life, okay? So there's the street, there's the front door to the shop. Okay, all right. And there's the other side of the street and all the traffic going this way and that way. You know how it is. And Tara Illumination was over here just strolling around, going to a coffee shop, doing absolutely nothing in particular. And over here was a shop, and it's kind of a mystical shop, you know, with books and beads and crystals and cards and all of that. And so it was like my angels pushed me, literally pushed me. Whew, get over there. It's time. And so I went inside. I said, well, what's going on? Why are we doing this? And they said, you'll see. They kept pushing me, and they pushed me all the way to the back of the shop. And in the back of the shop, there was an event. Okay. And this event was like how to get in tune with your psychic self, something like that, you know, or how to speak to dead people, or how to become a medium, something like that. And so I went in there and I sat there with the people and I thought, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Anyway, I think I've told this story before. I'm sure I've told this before, haven't I? Maybe it's recorded. I don't know. But anyway, it's a story time now. So anyway, we went to the back. I did, me and my buddies. We went to the back and I sat there. And it was, you know, halfway through the show. And then the host said, okay, well, it's time, everybody, for you to practice. So I want you all to pick somebody and sit next to them and do a reading on them. And so I went, oh, gosh, I see what's happening now. I'm getting set up. My angels are setting me up. It's okay. I did it. So I sat next to this woman. Well, she sat next to me. And I looked at her and she looked at me. And I thought, okay, this is going to be crazy fun because we're just going to do it. And so I did it. And I gave her a medium type reading. I know what Joanna, the medium, says. The word psychic is kind of creepy. I get it. It's more like a mystical reading. Let's call it a mystical reading. Yes, mystical reading. So I gave this lady a mystical reading. I tuned myself into her, and I picked up what I needed to pick up, and I told her what she needed to hear. And it was very, very simple. It was about how she could develop her business and make it grow, and what were the limiting factors, and how are we going to make it better. And she sort of sat there and looked at me, and she was very happy and very pleased. And she said, I have no idea how you did that. And I said, well, actually, I don't either. But anyway, it was lots of fun. And then the host said, I want you to swap partners now, and they'll read for you. And she picked up some stuff, and I would say it was pretty good. I think she got a general vibe. I can't remember what it was, but I let her know that she definitely touched a few buttons. Next, the host said, okay, pick a new partner. And so I said, okay, I think it's time to go home. I get the hint here. I'm being pushed very hard to get back into this work. So I got up and I stood up and I put my coat on and I looked around, and there was this big sort of like, looked like a corporate executive kind of guy with his like gorgeous wife, girlfriend. And, you know, he looked like, you know, like a serious corporate kind of guy, but in casual clothes. You can just tell. So I looked at him, he looked at me, and I kind of went, oh. And he stared at me like, oh, so I guess you're it. And I went, well, I was just leaving. And he said, no, well, I said, okay, I get it. Let's do it. We're going to do this. I feel the pull. Oh, wom, 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 wom. I feel it, baby. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. And so I hung out with him, and it was very cheerful. And I looked at him and I said, okay, I'll read you. I'll read for you. And so just give me a moment here. And so we kind of got tuned in, and he was just very calm and kind and just totally innocent. He was like completely innocent. I guess he was just like, you know, he just wandered in for the event just because he was bored or something, because I could not imagine someone like this walking into this, you know, a mystic event like this. So anyway, I told the guy, I said, okay, what I'm feeling here is the two words, employee, entrepreneur. And my feeling is that your big concerns right now are about your career and your home and your family and your money. And he looked at me, and all of a sudden his eyes were popping open. So I realized I touched a nerve. So I thought, okay, well, here's what it is. You've got this situation going on where you're highly paid and successful and deeply appreciated where you are. Okay. On the other hand, in your heart, you are an entrepreneur and you want to do your own thing. And by this time, his like mouth was opening, like, yeah, yeah, and then his girlfriend started to look very serious, like, what's going on here? This is weird. And so anyway, I kept going and I kind of got into it, explained this, the employee versus the entrepreneur thing. And we got into it. And then he got a little bit teary-eyed and he thought, my God, that's so true. I never heard it that way before. And I said, my suggestion was listen to your heart very, very, very carefully. And I can also understand why you would be so concerned if you're highly stable, very successful, highly paid employee, because you're very good at what you do. Why would you mess that up to do something high risk that your heart is calling out for? And of course, he was looking very serious now with his girlfriend, wife, whatever. And they kind of looked at each other like, oh my God, this is serious. This is real. Oh no, what do we do? And I sort of said, well, why don't listen to your heart? Tune into your heart. See what your heart says. Feel the love. What do you love? Who do you feel you really are? And then go for it. But I also told him that this is going to be a battle. Only you can figure it out. You just can't switch from employee to entrepreneur. It's going to be a battle inside of you. Okay? And you're going to need someone close to you who loves you to get you through the battle. And of course, by this time, it was a little bit teary-eyed for them. And I kind of left it at that. And then he grabbed me before I left. And then he kind of like grabbed me by the shoulder and he said, like, man, I don't know how you do what you did, but thank you. Okay. So that's that. And so a few days after that event, I started going home and playing around on the computer and figuring, oh, I guess it's supposed to be YouTube. I'm supposed to set up a channel. And that's what happened. Okay. So there's the story. That's how Tarot Illumination came into being. And the tarot is just a tool. It's a handy tool. And I like to use the tarot because it makes things much more credible for people. Honestly, I don't really like doing mediumistic work, mystic readings, psychic. I don't like doing it. It's too weird, frankly. It's almost like you couldn't pay me enough. So, because it's like there's no props, talk to Joanna the medium. She knows, okay? There's no props. The thing about the tarot, it's like we get props. It's like playing with kitties' toys, We can play around with these things and you can see stuff and there's a story and it all kind of moves. It's like a board game, like with all the pieces that move around. And it stops it creates the suspension of disbelief. It allows your mind to open up and feel the energy without getting weirded out by mystic stuff. You can actually say, oh, it's the cards. Yes. Okay. There you go. So that's the story. Thank you for asking. All right, let's move on. Well, I'm glad you're all chatting amongst yourselves and making friends. Now, let's do another fun thing. Path Traveler, I noticed your name on the boards tonight, and I really like your input. I really like your ideas. So, guess what? We're going to do it. We're going to do a huge collective reading. Okay, my cards are falling apart, by the way. We're going to get a new deck fairly soon. But I'm kind of old-fashioned. I like to get high mileage out of the deck when I can. So tonight, folks, we're going to do a group reading. Okay, we might have done this once before, but we're going to do it more. Let's make it official tonight, okay? So give me a second here. We are going to do a group reading, and this is just for us. This is for all of us who are here tonight, okay? It looks like there's about 50 people hanging out. So you can all treat this as a communal reading. Let's pretend like we're all at the same campfire. There we are. I'll do the little doodle like we do. Okay, hope you don't mind. I've done this before, but I want to set the theme visually so that you understand how things feel for me over here. So it feels like this is the campfire. These are the logs, okay? And these are the flames. These are the flames. These are the flames. And another pen ran out. Wow, that's crazy. I need more pens, people. I got pens up the wazoo. Okay, let's get some more pins here. And we'll see how this works. So, there you go. These are the flames, okay? Those are called flames. These are the logs, okay? And here's the smoke, okay? And sometimes there are sparks that go out here. All of that. Now, that's the campfire. Pretend that's the TL campfire. TL campfire, where you are all welcome. So that's where we are now. Those are the logs, those are the flames, and that's the smoke. Okay. And of course, twinkle, 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 there's the night sky. Of course, we'll put a few planets and stars up there. There's another star. And look, there's Saturn. Look, watch. Woo! Okay. So that's supposed to be Saturn, okay? And you can see that through a telescope. And of course, then all the other planets are out there too, and a few meteors, and a few shooting stars. Okay, so what happens is we're all here hanging out, and I think of this as like group energy healing, you know, because what we're all doing is that's each one of our heads. There's 50, at least 50 heads here right now, and we all sit around a campfire, old-fashioned style, like I used to do as a kid. Massive, massive campfire. And watch this. This is the hands. I'm gonna label everything so that you're not confused. Okay. You'll see in a moment what we're talking about here. Okay. So, okay, see those little circles? That's each one of yours head. That's a head. A head. And Tarot Illumination is over here somewhere, or over here, or over here. Let's say that's TL over here. Okay? So we're just kind of doing a big group hug thing. Okay? That's TL, that's you and you and you. And these are your hands. Okay? Those little dots, those are your hands. Okay? And so we all, basically, that's what we do here. That's how it feels to me. And of course, it all shuffles around because sometimes it's like musical chairs. But it's generally a lot of fun. And we all sit around and essentially like hold hands because we're all pretty much on the same frequency. You wouldn't be here if you didn't want to be here. You're here because it's fun, and it's like a fun place to hang out on Sunday evenings if you don't have anything else to do. And there's some cool people over there on the chat screen. And I know a lot of you have made friends with each other. And I'm really happy about that because Abby talks about it as let's just put this on the picture here. I'm going to put another star over here up in the heavens, okay? Abby is a real supporter of the channel, and she calls it the Tarot Lumination Love Tribe, okay? And the reason she calls us that is because that's kind of what it is. It's like a bunch of loving people. We are very loving. We are very loved. We are loving. We are loved. And what happens is when you do this in a group collective manner and you couple the energy together, it's like the Hadron Collider over in Switzerland. It becomes a massive, massive amplifier of the healing power of love. So it's almost like you create a vortex in which the healing power of love can be fostered and nurtured and grown. And you do that by invocation. You make that happen simply by doing something like this. I'll just do it before we do the reading. So we just pretend we're holding hands with everybody. Very, very simple. And we ask for the healing power of love to fill our bodies from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our minds from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our hearts from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our souls from up above. And I like to double it up. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our relationships from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our loved ones from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our homes from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our lives from up above. And when you do that, that's what happens. So it is spoken, so it is done. If your heart's in it, it may not show up in the way that you imagine, but that's what happens, okay? So that's kind of the vibe we have here right now. So imagine this as the background and the setting, and we've just kind of blessed the evening with a little invocation to get everybody kind of tuned in. And you can chat amongst yourselves, do whatever you want, however you want to do it. And I'm just going to do a little reading for you. And it's for us, okay? It's just for us. I'm going to use the same spread that we use for the general, okay? The monthly generals, okay? So this is going to be an extended reading. So you might as well just chill, relax, and enjoy. And we'll see if we can make the most of it some way, somehow, okay? Gosh, it's a little crowded here tonight. All right. I'm glad you're getting into the groove, people. I'm glad you're making friends and hanging out. You know, one day we are going to do this. It's going to actually happen, like the live stuff. It's a long ways to go, but I feel it. I really, really feel it. And there's a way that we can actually do this on the Tarot Illumination Zoom system. If anyone's gotten enough nerve to do it, we can hold a Sunday night live through the Zoom system. If you really, really want to do it, and you guys will be on camera. You'll be on camera, and you can speak, and you can raise your hand, ask questions, get answers, whatever. It's just a very much more freaky, extreme version of Tarot Illumination Sunday Night Live, but it will be Sunday Night Live live. Get it? I have a feeling a lot of you are not really ready for that, because when that actually happens, you start to realize how shy we can be at times. We actually did a test once many months ago, and about 5 or 6 people showed up within a few minutes. And as soon as they realized they were on camera, all of them except 2, I think 2, just departed. It was way too scary. So now you can understand my position here about going live in front of you guys. Please understand. Here we go. Well, happy-go-lucky. You said you're ready to Zoom. Okay. Well, we got to start. Lena, your English is so bad, but you're in. Okay, cool. We've got 2 starters, folks. One day it's going to happen. It's going to be a surprise. We'll probably have to plan it. It'll probably take a lot of boring planning. But, you know, that's how things get done. You know. All right, here we go. This is it. Now, you've seen this, you know, when we do the read the reports, but this is live for you guys. This is just for you guys, everybody holding hands, sharing the energy, okay? So we have no idea what's going to happen. All right. Please bear with me. It might sound like I get a little weird when I do this, because I don't really do much except allow things to flow. So this is going to be our heart energy at the very core, okay? This is what our heart wants. This is what our heart needs every moment, every beat. We pump out all the goodness and nutrients into our body. We suck in all the nutrients that we need. Pumping, pumping, pumping all day, every day till the day we drop. Okay? Over here, We might not have a language for this right now, but the cards are going to give us a little bit of a story. This is legacy energy that we're bringing in with us. It could be our baggage, our terrors, our fears, our pains, our anxiety, our joys, our gifts, uh, expectations. It could be uh, it could be anything. We'll see. Over here is the ever-present now. This is all of us doing the best we can to stay as present as possible. I know it's not fun for a lot of people. You know, a lot of people would rather focus on the status quo and what they know that exists, and then from there project into what we think of as the future. Over here, anything to avoid the now. It's in the now where we own our power, but a lot of people would rather outsource their power to, let's say, a higher authority. Okay? Who is the most high authority in your life? It's you. Okay? So if you want to, you can outsource your decisions to others. It's through the healing power of your decisions that we execute our life. Okay? I'm going to have to make more room here. Let me do this. I'm sorry. I don't see how else to do it. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. I hope this fits, and we're going to have to shuffle this around, okay? So over here, we're already into one beat of the heart here. It's already opening up. Now, this card represents the healing power of your decisions. So in a healthy way, how would we make our decisions that are most nutritious and loving towards ourselves and our heart? Because that's what's best for everybody. When you are your own most awesome self, that's what's best for the rest of the planet. Okay? So don't be shy about loving yourself. I know it sounds contradictory. A lot of us are trained to give our love away. Okay? So let's say you get in the groove, you're very, very present, you're not scared about making your own decisions, you love being in the now, almost like being a painter in the middle of creating a masterpiece where nothing else exists except you and the canvas. That would bring consequences, okay? Now, if you're living in a state of like, on extreme ways, it would be like paranoia, where life is out there and it happens to you, then that feels like more like fate. So when it's really awful, you just blame it on fate. And when it's really good, you can blame it on fate. Or if it's really good, you can claim it as your own amazing talents and gifts. And when it really sucks, you can say it's fate. So it's, you know, you can do it that way if you want. Over here is the energy of like, what if? Because we're always moving in this flow, the pumping and the beating, like pumping nutrients out, sucking the nutrients in, going from here and here to here and here. So each decision that you make, there's always an anticipation. So looking into the land of opportunity, the great unknown, where all our risks occur, where all our rewards occur, all our joys, all our sorrows. So what if you mess up on your decisions, huh? What if? What if you make a good decision? What if we make good decisions? Okay, that would be over here. And then whew, you get a chance to breathe. The whole beat is over. And then we're going to start again. It's like momentum. One beat leads to the next beat. Okay, so that's kind of how it looks. You've seen this spread before if you've watched this channel. So I'm trying to show that it looks like a heart. Okay, I'm repeating myself. This is my little ritual that I do to get into the groove of the reading. Okay, so please bear with me. That is the heart shape that I'm trying to show you. And this is the beating heart at the very core. Right now. Right now, live here with us. Now, we're going to look at this in a second as circumstantial weather. It's ours. It's like group weather. It's like literally like going on a camping expedition and a trip or somewhere, and we have to deal with the weather. So we're going to look at that, and then we're going to get into the reading. Circumstantially, we have, aha, healing. You see? Excuse me. I was kind of caught off guard with this. I really, really was caught off guard. My feeling is that we are exactly in the right place at the right time for group healing. It's our excuse here on a Sunday night. We have an excuse. Not only excuse, we have an obligation to love ourselves, to love and be loved, to be very loving, to be very loved. And that has to start from within. That has to start with us at the very core of our hearts. And that is literally how we heal ourselves. So if you want to, we can think of this whole evening here as a group healing session where we deliberately, consciously, deliberately disengage, switch off from all the drama, all the trauma, all the stress, all the fears, all the shadows, all the obligations, all the oppression, everything that could go wrong all the time. And we just give ourselves a few moments here to just literally, it's like literally like being in a campfire, holding hands and saying like, God bless us. God bless us. We are so incredibly fortunate. Let's use this time where we can extend the healing power of love between ourselves and each other. Okay. And walk away from the battlefields just for a few minutes. Okay. Connect with our soulmates here. Okay. And look at new opportunities as we come out of the healing. Okay. And then we repeat. Okay. You could almost say this is like a universal theme for Sunday Night Live. So we kind of got lucky there. Let's have a look at the core energy. Okay. Let's have a look. What's going on here? Kaboom. Okay, a lot of us might feel trapped. My feeling is a little bit feeling trapped here, where we know there's a lot of pressure to grow and evolve and move on right now. It's almost so much that we're doubting whether we can even do it. It's like, okay, so let's just say, cool, this is so cool. We're hanging out in Tarot Lumination. We're on a spiritually evolving pathway, and that's so cool. And we just got here, and the environment is perfect for group healing. That's wonderful. And yet, and yet, and yet, oh dear, as soon as you get into the vibe of the healing, your heart starts to realize, oh, if only this. I could have done this. I should have done that. If only, 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 only. And the first glimpses of just the tiniest glimpses of all the love that you've shared and you've given and received, and everything that went wrong, that didn't work, which is what is crying out for healing. Okay. So my feeling here is that right now is that our heart, let's just call it the group heart here, our heart is becoming very aware of what didn't work. And the way we feel that awareness is through our heart, like the sadness or the sense of woe is me, like of, when I was a kid, if only I'd known then what I know now, or if only I'd had different parents, if only I'd gone to another school, if only I'd had a different boyfriend or a different girlfriend or a spouse, or I didn't have to have all these kids, or if I had more money, oh, if only, if only, if only. And let's just say that's the first like glimpse. And like all of us, a lot of the time, just like going to a doctor or a dentist, we're not exactly thrilled about it most of the time. We are very glad to get the healing, but and the heart wants that. The heart needs that, and it needs to become aware of what's not working. And so it's almost like walking into the doctor's office, the reception room, and sitting down. You're having that conversation with the doctor, and they're saying, "Oh, you poor thing, you poor thing, Laura Ellen Smith, poor Giggles, poor Lena, poor sweet Basil, what's the matter? You poor thing." And you say, well, it was kind of this, and then there was this, and I got this. Oh, it's just, oh, all of that stuff. And the doctor says, oh, okay, well, that's easy. We just need to shift the attitude and remember how fortunate you are and that you're still surrounded by love. And this is an opportunity to grab a little miniature Ace of Cups for yourself. Hello, would you like a chocolate before we start to do your examination? And you kind of go, oh, okay. So you can flip the energy towards the attitude of gratitude, realizing that you've got your own miniature Ace of Cups on standby. So the heart knows that, the heart feels that, but at the moment, our hearts are probably preoccupied with what's not working, and we feel it, perhaps like a sadness. Okay, so what are we bringing with us besides all our misery and woe and grief? Let's say we have some joy too. Okay, my feeling here with the Chariot is that all of us here, have a very strong determination to get a grip of all this stuff, to get on top of it, to own our wounds, to own our suffering, to own the shadow side of ourselves and bring that into the unity with our, let's say, our highest consciousness. And in so doing, we become the master of our own world. We become the driver of our own vehicle. And we get ourselves poised and placed, ready to, let's say, engage in life, moving forward confidently, and in balance with ourselves. And I'm very happy to see this here for everybody. I love that sense of determination, that sense of knowing we're going to win, knowing that we're going to prevail, knowing that deep, loving, self-healing, especially when you turn it into group healing, is very, very beneficial for us. And it allows us to, let's say, accept and own the shadow side of ourselves without any shame. Okay? We are all damaged, broken, ailing, grieving some way, somehow or other. And it's very, very important that we reveal it to heal it. I'm not going to say we're just going to chop off your arm because you got a hangnail or you hurt your thumb. All I'm suggesting here is that we become aware of what's not working. The heart needs to bring that to the surface. That's what the heart is doing. And then we channel all that energy into healing. Let's see, what about the now? Okay. Oh, well, okay. Let's make it really simple. Let's just celebrate, people. Let's make this official. This is an official group healing event. Okay. It's just for us. We can share this amongst ourselves and each other. And I'm very pleased to do this with you. This isn't just like chitter chatter in the background. This is official. This is now officially a live group healing event. And it's like we're all getting married to each other. It's just like what Abby Cicerelli talks about. It's like the official, it's like the official thing Abby was originally talking about. Tara Illumination Love Tribe. It's the same. It's like being with your people, being on the same wavelength with your people, and it's a good marriage. It's like we belong to each other. Okay. I'm not ashamed of the word of belonging and the word my and owning this. I love it. I know the word my can make us sound like I'm very possessive and I want to control and everything like that. But this is really all about you guys, okay? And I feel very married to you. And I like the way that you feel married to Tara Illumination. It really bolsters my confidence to want to continue to do this for you guys. Because sometimes I wonder, when you get into these situations here, I had no idea what I was doing when I started Tarot Lumination, but now I'm feeling it. And I feel like I'm witnessing something in front of me, which I could never have almost dreamed of, but it's actually happening. So it is in the now where we make our decisions. What are we going to do when we openly declare that this is more or less like a group healing platform, like an event that we can share and celebrate together and make it official? Literally, let's call it an engagement party. Okay. So in the spirit of that, let's say, like a group healing party, what about the energy of decisions? Look at this. It's like we're bringing in the love, baby. We're basically walking away from the battlefields of life, making deliberate, conscious choices to disengage from the wars, pull away from the wars, put down our swords, put down your weapons, and bring in the love. We're going to have to go back out there again. We all know that. It's Sunday night here at Tarot Illumination Live. Monday morning, we're back in the battlefields again. But Sunday in the United States is traditionally a day of rest and connecting with your maker. So that's kind of what we're doing here, but we're owning it at a very deeply personal level. And I think our angels really appreciate the idea that we're making this like treating this phenomenon as real and exploiting it, literally exploiting. Exploitation is not a bad word. It's all about the context. We are exploiting the energy here. We're exploiting YouTube. We're exploiting each other's talents and gifts and making it work as a group healing event, just like the Hebron Collider in Switzerland. We are creating something amazing. And I'm very happy to be able to participate and provide this environment for you guys. So it allows us to be in a safe place together. It's like this little campfire. This little place is a safe place for us to heal and grow together, like a little tribe. Okay. And then we all have to, get back into it later on, but we can handle it once we are healed and refreshed. There's a lot of love going around here. So how do we make this work in the best way that's good for all of us? Okay, we become very aware that it is a decision. We give ourselves the opportunity, we award ourselves the right to decide, okay? But it's also on the understanding that the healing power of your decisions is very fundamental to how we evolve and grow, okay? So if in your own heart of hearts you realize that you can only handle so much healing at any one time, it's very important to like raise the hand and say enough, enough, enough. Like if a doctor is you know taking one of those things, and when they test your legs for sciatic nerve damage, or they're trying to get your temperature, they don't overdo it. They don't want to, if it's okay to tap out. What I'm saying here is like, be kind to yourself, be very, very loving to yourselves. When we're in these group healing environments, we're all very different, we all have very different ailments, conditions that need healing. All I'm suggesting is when we do this, don't get carried away with this. Understand that it is an event, but like if someone is like going through a really luscious vortex of self-healing for themselves, it doesn't mean it has to happen for you at that moment. If you feel that your own issues need to heal, evolve, and grow in a certain pathway, trust your heart and let the energy move into your mind and translate into a decision. Like, it's okay for you to back off and say, okay, I can only take so much of this wacky Tarot Illumination group loving Tarot Illumination love tribe thing at a time. Let's just do it in little baby steps. That's okay. And if you need to check out, that's okay. You can't, some people take it too over the top. Like, if some people do like 2 hours of yoga every day, and then they start complaining like, what's wrong with my personal life? Well, you don't want to overdo it. All I'm suggesting here is give yourself the right to decide not to decide. If you need a break, if you need to chill out, do so, and then come back into the group healing environment. When you know what decision you have to make, then make the decision. When you know what not to do, then make that decision too. And always be aware that it is through the healing power of your decisions that you activate the healing power of love to the next beat of the heart for the rest of your life. Decision by decision by decision by decisions. The energy of decisions is so important in the background theme of Tara Illumination. The healing power of decisions, the healing power of yes, the healing power of no. Understanding that you have that power. We're very fortunate as human beings to have that facility. It's called consciousness, where we can deliberately choose this or that. Even though our autonomic system might be guiding us over here, subconsciously, oh, I want more cookies, I want more pizza, I want more drugs, I want more alcohol. But something over here says, maybe that's not going to work this time. And you consciously rise above the animal self and make a deliberate decision to do something against what the ego would like. Ta-da! Welcome to being a human being. So consequently, what do we have? Okay. My feeling here with the Seven of Swords is that we have to be very careful. We have to be very, very, very careful, understanding literally the extent of the power of decision making. It's very, very easy to mess up in life. Just the slightest little decisions of like, did I say the right thing at the right time to the right person for the right reasons? Or did I not? Our thoughts are things. It's like black ice sometimes. We have to be so, so careful. We can bring consequences to us that we may not have perceived if we just go charging through life, so to speak. So consequently, over here, when you actively, deliberately choose to get on a path of self-loving, self-healing, understanding how important the process of decision making is in that process, then you have to also be aware of the consequences that it can bring. So if you choose to do something that is ultimately, let's say, self-demeaning, self-defeating, you're going to feel it. You're really, really, really going to feel it. And that's going to like go against your original intentions to make it work all here. It's going to be very exposed. So in other words, when you're in this, let's say, this healing environment here, it's going to become very, very evident how the healing power of decisions becomes such a prominent factor in how you evolve. And you might get caught out by that, realizing like, oh, wait a minute, you didn't tell me, Tarot Illumination, it was going to be like this. Wait a minute. And then we can start like, let's say, backtracking a little bit, and we can end up betraying ourselves, betraying others without knowing it. In other words, like walking into a doctor and say, you know what, thanks, doc, I really appreciate the diagnosis. I think I'm just going to go home now. I need a drink. It's not going to help anybody, is it? So with the, well, maybe it will for a while, but we have to be very, very, very careful, very, very stealthy. We have to be very observant of our decisions and how our decisions impact others. We also have to be very observant about how other people's decisions impact us, okay? We do not want to get caught out. We do not want to end up on black ice. I don't want anybody waltzing around on my black ice. We all have our own version of black ice somewhere where it's very difficult to get around or get any traction or movement. And so I don't want to be on your black ice. I don't want you guys to be on my black ice. It's very important that we keep our own equilibrium here. Even though we're in a safe place where you can let it hang out, all I'm suggesting is that in this environment, it's going to become evident where our own black ice is buried inside of us. And that's the part that needs the revealing for the healing, okay? So consequently, what if? Well, what if you mess up? I mean, it's almost like impossible to mess up here, frankly, with this, especially with all of this and this. I don't see how it's possible to mess up, but it is. It's very easy to mess up in a healing environment. Like you can wig out. You can think, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to go to the doctors. I hate going to the doctors. I hate going to the dentist. I'm not going to do it. I'd rather my teeth rot. Okay, if you want to. So what if you mess up? Okay, you get what you deserve. What if you make a really good decision? You get what you deserve. Okay, healing. If you make poor decisions, you thwart the whole process. The self-healing processes essentially become wasted and you end up spinning around on black ice. When you make loving decisions, you get what you deserve. Incremental, tiny little increasing steps in healing. Self-love, self-healing, okay? One tiny decision at a time. Sometimes it's a big decision, like, am I going to get a root canal today or not? A little decision, like, oh, should I get a better brand of toothpaste today or not? Okay, I'm just trying to illustrate what we're talking about here. The healing power of your decisions. A yes or a no. Are we going to do this? Or are we going to do that? And how it has a very serious, profound impact on your health and love and happiness. Where does this take us? You. Okay, my feeling here with the Page of Cups, it takes us to the point where we realize how innocent we are, how loving we are, how kind we are, how capable we are, and how well-intended we are for this to happen. So I'm very happy to read this for you. My feeling is that despite our weaknesses, but despite our own natural animal tendencies to get ourselves into trouble, we have the capacity to get ourselves out of trouble. We might just be very naive at how to do that because from what I understand, about 90% of our behavior is autonomic. You know, it's conditioning from childhood. It's from where you were born. It's from how your parents raised you. It's the schools you went to. It's the attitudes that you adopted to go along to get along, and it becomes deeply, deeply programmed into you in terms of a pile of habits. And then we live our life according to these highly orchestrated habits. But all this reading is suggesting is that there's a higher way. There's another way. You can override that. You can override the subconscious and become fully conscious. Marry yourself into your consciousness and start becoming more and more conscious, more and more active in the healing power of your decisions. And it's okay to realize how truly innocent we are in this manner. But by hanging out together and treating it as a group experience, we can learn together and grow together because our intentions are good. Okay? So welcome. Welcome and thank you for visiting Tarot Illumination Sunday Night Live. I was happy to do this for you. You can reinterpret however you want. I know there's a lot of tarot junkies out there, so go for it. Tell your own story. I just gave you the Tarot Illumination version, all right? So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got something out of it. All right. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to put these cards away. So give me a moment here. I'm going to put the deck away. And I might get a couple of readings. I need to do a song. I need a break, people. I need a break. So in case you're wondering, by the way, what we just did then for the last half hour or so, it's kind of what happens in a private reading, but it's just you, okay? We can do all sorts of things like that. It's fun. Now we're going to just shuffle. I'm going to get a little, hold on, I'm going to get a tune going here. Hold on, bear with me. Don't go away, people. Don't go away. Stay right there. Stay right there. Hey, Rohit. Hey, Gabby girl. Hey, Indigo. Indigo, Miriam Morgan. Miriam Morgan. Angie Love, too. Got you. I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. Okay, here we go. Let's try this. I am guided, I am protected, 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 I am guided, I am protected. When the light of hope it fades, when all faith is blown away, when all sense of trust goes down, when a smile turns into frown, when it feels there's no relief, nothing in which to believe, desperate in woe and grief, angels come reminding me. I am guided, I am protected, 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 I am guided, I am protected. Angels gather close to me, show me what I cannot see. Angels take me by the hand, lift me when I cannot stand. Angels lead me through the dark, soothe and tend a broken heart, laughing at the circumstance, crying while we sing and dance. I am guided, I am protected, 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 I am guided, I am protected. Good night, Delia. I saw your note there. Good night, Delia. Thanks for showing up. I am guided, I am protected, 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 I am
guided, I am protected. When the light of hope it fades, when all faith is blown away, when all sense of trust goes down, when a smile turns into frown, when it feels there's no relief, nothing in which to believe, desperate in woe and grief, angels come reminding me, I am guided, I am protected, 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 I am guided, I am protected. Angels gather close to me, show me what I cannot see. Angels take me by the hand, lift me when I cannot stand. Angels lead me through the dark, soothing tender broken heart, laughing at the circumstance, crying while we sing and dance. I am guided, I am protected, 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 we are guided, I am protected, I am guided, I am protected, we are guided, I am protected, I am guided, we are protected.
Okay, wow. Indigo child saw their spirit guide the other night. See, I told you it happens. I told you. So, yeah, it's cool when you get to see that stuff. It's really, really cool. They call it heightened sensory perception, HSP, in the healing world. There you go. Hmm. I'm sorry, Path Traveler. I know what you're saying. Hmm. The reason I use the Rider Waite basic, the most simple, is because it's the most common and everybody can relate to it. And actually, I just put in an order. It'll be here fairly soon. I am going to get a new deck. It's essentially the Rider Waite, but it's going to be the gold foil version. So we'll have a little bit of variety. And I know I have a few Oracle decks. The thing is that a lot of times when I get into doing oracles and stuff, I feel as though I'm kind of like things get a little wobbly and there's not enough time in the day to do it. I did play around with oracles for a while really early on, um, but there's just not enough time in the day. I mean, it's enough just to get through the basic readings that we do here for the general reports and the love and relationship reports. I haven't even had time to do the singles reports for this month. I'm very sorry I let some people down, but there's only so many hours in the day, and Tarot Illumination has a life. And um, you know, here's an example. Here's an example. I want to show you something. Stay there. Don't go away. Here's an example of the homework that's going on here at Tarot Illumination. Now, I'm not promising anything, and we're already weeks and weeks into it. This is about the Saturn in Capricorn journey that's happening for all of us over the next 3 years. On Tarot Illumination earlier, we did a playlist for Jupiter in Scorpio. We did playlists for North Node in Leo. And we've done a few others, but those were important transits. And now we have an extremely, extremely important transit happening for the whole world right now. This is the global collective. And I'll do a little plug here for the book. Thank you very much. Tarot Illumination wrote a book about it. And I just put a video out there today to try and get this, you know, more exposure to people. To me, this stuff is very, very, very important. I'm kind of empathic. It's very hard for me to put things in terms of like an academic perspective. But years ago, I was feeling some very powerful vibes about what's going to happen to the United States years from now. And the more I felt it, the more I felt it. And I started writing about it, and it turned into this book. And by the time I reached the end of the book, I realized this is the whole book. I mean, it's basically, it's kind of just a perspective. It's almost a storybook. It was my way to explain to myself the world of wealth and money and finance, so I can try to get myself ahead of the curve here. Because what's happening is that Saturn is moving into Capricorn. It just started. It's going to be with us for 3 years. And there is a major, major global calendar event coming in January 2020. And I would like all of you to be aware of that. Mark your calendars, because that is the moment when Saturn in Capricorn is conjunct with Pluto in Capricorn together. Now, you do not mess around with Saturn in Capricorn. You do not mess around with Pluto in Capricorn. You put those together, that's heavy duty. And so that's all about what's inside this little book here. And the actual dates of conjunction are around, well, it's in here, but it's around January 2020. And to me, this is such an important period in my life that I've started to, plan for making like a playlist, but it's almost overwhelming. I'm trying to figure out how on earth can I make a playlist that can handle this phenomenon of Saturn in Capricorn for January 2020, or even for the whole journey. It's a 3-year journey. So I made these charts. I just want to show them to you so that you understand the homework that I do on myself and what I do for private readings. Okay? So for example, in the very broad collective, this is for Pisces. See, these are notes. I've made these notes already. I'm just going to spin through all of this with you now that I've started, because who knows, I may never, ever get a chance to make this playlist. I'm serious. I mean, I love doing the playlists, but there's only so many hours in the day. So I'm just going to do this for kicks in case I never, ever do the playlist. Pisces, all of you Pisces out there, Saturn in Capricorn is going to be a 3-year journey through your 11th house here, okay? It's going to affect you in your dreams, your wishes, your desires for humanity, your sense of community, your sense of belonging to the greater community and what you can bring to the greater community. I'm just going to buzz through, okay? That's you, Pisces. Huge shifts. By the way, the core theme with Saturn and Capricorn is about the reality checks. It's the reality check police are really coming in big time and heavy. So whatever is not working in this department of your life, that's what's going to get exposed and ripped apart, okay? Just saying, that's the whole theme of Saturn in Capricorn, with especially when it reaches Pluto in Capricorn, January 20. It's going to be a crescendo, a huge global crescendo at that time. And my intuition tells me most of the planet is going to feel it on the collective level in the phenomenon of wealth, money, and finance. Okay, it'll be different for each of us. So for you, Pisces, restructuring in your 11th house. Okay, let's buzz through these. For you, Aquarius, restructuring in your 12th house. It's a big time 3-year journey here, going into the most difficult house to handle for all of us. Most of us really, really struggle with 12th house energy. It's so hard to understand. It's the place where everything falls apart. It's where we let go. It's where we release. We just say it's the end. It's all over. It's okay, and then we start all over again. So please hold on to your hat, Aquarius. Okay, there's going to be a lot of restructuring in terms of the realities, the actual physical structural realities of how your spirituality, anything to do with, let's say, self-defeating patterns are going to become so like clearly exposed in a long, slow journey. And then the reason you've got to reveal it to heal it. Probably Aquarius for you more than anyone else. The whole journey will be about you've got to reveal it to heal it. Okay. So with Capricorn, good luck. Have fun. It's a completely restructuring of yourself, your identity, how other people see you and who you are in this world as this physical person, the Capricorn person. It's a complete restructuring from the ground up. How can I tell you? And it can be fun, but it's almost like having a 3-year long house remodeling project, and you are the house. Okay, so what are you going to do with all of that? Sagittarius, it's going to be in your second house. So this is very much to do with your money, your wealth, your finances, your value, your values, your self-worth. Okay, restructuring. Okay, Scorpio, with you guys, it's going to be very much in your third house to do with communications, understanding, the ability to communicate, the abilities to listen and fully understand your three-dimensional reality, and then to speak clearly and write clearly and express clearly in your three-dimensional reality in very profound, very important ways that you've never done before, completely rising up to a new level of you, Scorpio. High integrity Scorpios. Next, we've got Libra. So this is going to affect you in your home. You might feel as though your home environment is being completely, systematically, slowly destabilized. Like one brick at a time, the foundations of your life are being ripped away from under you. And so how are you going to rebuild with what you've got? And that's the journey. Saturn, if everything's great, Saturn will help you. Whatever's not working, Saturn's going to point it out. Okay. That's in the foundations of your life. You know, anything. It could be anything. Whatever you would call the foundations of your life, like your home, your sense of security, your sense of family, the place where you sleep, the place where you feel safe. The home. Okay. And for Virgo, it's Saturn in Capricorn is going to be through your fifth house. So it's going to be very much to do with creative self-expression, risk, excitement, joy, and happiness, love, romance. So Virgos, you might actually have fun during this 3-year transit. It's going to be tough for a lot of people. But for you, Virgos, you might be one of the lucky ones who gets through this in a way that's actually fun. Okay. Restructuring in your fifth house. Okay. Journey through your fifth house, restructuring. So again, we're not going into any detail here. I'm just buzzing through these things for fun because I don't know if these will ever turn into a playlist. So I'm trying to capture the moment and make the best of it for now. So Virgo, Saturn in Capricorn is going to go through your fifth house, creativity, love, romance, risk, the feeling of being happy. A lot of times, Virgos, you deny yourself the joy and that simple happiness of life because you're so focused on what has to be done, the chores, the tasks, just doing what has to be done, a lot of the times without any thank yous or recognition. So it's time for you to have some fun, Virgo. All right? So Leo, this could be very much to do with your health, okay? And your service to the world, what you are providing to the world in terms of a service. Like, who are you? What's your day job? You know, what's your work? What are your work habits? What's not working there? With Saturn going through that house, it's going to be a lot to do with refining, cleansing, purifying, distillation, basically like filtering anything and everything that is not healthy for you, Leos. And then whatever remains, that's the good stuff. It's like panning for gold. It's a lot of work, okay? But you can handle it. You're tough, Leo. Cancer, for you, it's going to be in your 7th house of relationships. Yay! So we're talking about serious grounding here, serious reality checks, serious manifestation in your relationships, for better or worse. We're talking about marriage here. We're talking about your most important relationships, the one-on-one relationships, the binary relationships. You, Cancer, and your significant other. You and a significant other. That could be a business contract, a very, very important business contract. It could be an engagement, a marriage, a spouse, or not. Whatever is not working is going to be exposed, again, like a remodeling project, bringing things down to earth so that they do work properly. Okay? Over here for Gemini, it's going to be in your 8th house. This could do with your finances, like perhaps with, debts, loans, college loans, credit cards, mortgages, and things like that. Joint money where it's not necessarily your money, but it's still money that you're attached to. So there's heavy consequences there. So Saturn in Capricorn there is going to, let's say, grind through that period of life for you, where you're going to really realize the intense intimacy that is involved when you get that close to someone or those people when it involves money. The things, I'm not going to put those words out there. SEX, money, politics, religion. Those are the big ones in the context of deep relationship. And when you go down to the really depths of a relationship, we often find that those 4 big topics are taboo. Nobody really likes to deal with them face on, head to head, because they're tough. It requires a tremendous willingness and courage to go deep, go very, very deep. And a lot of people don't want to do that. But Gemini, you're going to have to do it to figure out this part of your life. Please be gentle on yourself. Taurus, for you, this could be like almost like bringing your higher consciousness down into reality. I feel this could be really beneficial for you. Like Virgos, you're probably going to get off relatively easily here compared to a lot of the other signs. Where for you, Taurus, Saturn and Capricorn is going to work for you. It's really going to be good for you. Journey through your 9th house, where you're really going to start to get tangible understandings of the great beyond, higher consciousness, bringing it into 3-dimensional reality, being able to capture basically what's out there as like just like fuzz or stuff that is like undistilled wisdom, and then bringing it down into let's say a kind of a wisdom and understanding and knowledge and truth and awareness that actually makes sense, that you could put into words, that you could turn into a viable, let's say, code of practice that other people would understand. Over here for Aries, of course, BAMO, in your career sector, your place in the world, the public, like, oh my gosh, this is a serious reality check. All of a sudden, Aries, you are being called out to be like right like in the position of being a president of a company. Like everybody's counting on you. Everybody is deferring their decisions to you. They're hoping that you make the good decisions. And with Saturn and Capricorn there, it's going to be very, very imperative that you take this role, your stature in this life, in this world, very, very seriously, because you're going to be noticed. Okay. So you might feel like you're starting to come into your own when it comes into career. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's going to be a journey, and you're really going to start to discover your place in this world. Like, what are you really doing here? What is your mission, your purpose, your vision? Can you walk the talk? Are you ready to live by your own words and your own truth, honorably and respectfully, in a very tangible way, as opposed to like, do what I say, and then you go home and just do the opposite yourself. This is going to be It's going to be very evident that you're going to be having to walk the talk. Let's put it that way. Okay, so that's enough on those. I hope you enjoyed that little distraction there, that little diversion. I had fun telling you. So I don't know if those will ever appear again on Tarot Illumination. If so, cool. If not, well, tough. Sorry about that. Oh, yeah. I need another break, people. I need another break. Sorry about that. Phew. Huh. Stay there. Don't go away. Hey, Fritali's here. Fritali gives readings, by the way. So let's have a look. Hold on. Stay there. Don't go away. Okay, I'm just going to play this little song. It's a little song that I wrote. And then hopefully one day we'll get it recorded properly. We'll see. It's called Circle of Love. And I think that's appropriate for what's happening here tonight with our campfire. So please think of this little song as something to do with the campfire that we have here tonight. I'm just going to play it so I can give myself a break. Hold on. La 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 la. La 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 I got this message from angels above. Come together in a circle of love. Put down your weapons and unload your guns. Come together in a circle of love. Yeah. La 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 la. La 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 la. Going deaf from explosions. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Screaming babies everywhere. Their blood is flowing to the ocean. Our hearts are numb from trying to care. Trying to care. I got this message from angels above. Come together in a circle of love. Yeah. Put down your weapons and unload your guns. Come together in a circle of love. Yeah. La 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 la. La 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 la. Soon, when the smoke and dust is lifted, and all the rubble has been cleared, and all the bodies will be sifted, their ghosts will walk around for years and years. Yeah. I got this message from angels above. Come together in a circle of love. Put down your weapons and unload your guns. Come together in a circle of love. Yeah. Na 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 na. La 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 la. I got this message from angels above. Come together in a circle of love. Put down your weapons and unload your guns. Come together in a circle of love. Yeah. La 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 There you go.
It was one of those days where everything goes wrong. My hair fell out, my heel broke off. I slept through my alarm. I missed the bus to night school. My stalker walked me home. I sprayed his face with mace and then he left me all alone. Tonight, I'm gonna dance my stress away until the break of daylight. You may not wanna dance with me, but I wanna dance with you. A lot of my relationships, they end up in the ditch. So I'm getting counseling for being uncontrollable. The doctor's pills he gave me, they run me true and false. And if you are the man you say you are, you love me for the long. Tonight, I'm gonna dance my stress away until the break of daylight. With you, you may not wanna dance with me, but I wanna dance with you. I choose the body girls, the brave balance solutions, the pets, the bags, the fancy racks, the empty substitution. What I really need is a man that throws me over the shoulder, takes me naked in the ocean, never be when I'm old. Tonight, I'm gonna dance my stress away until the break of daylight. With you, you may not wanna dance with me, but I wanna dance with you. Getting tattoos on my ass and up and down my arms could get me into trouble, leaving me rejected. Then again, pretending I'm superior, acting all tender is no guarantee that I will be accepted. Tonight, I'm gonna dance my stress away until the break of daylight. With you, you may not wanna dance with me, but I wanna dance with you. Tonight, we're gonna dance the stress away until the break of daylight. With you, you may not wanna dance with me, but I wanna dance with you.
Wow, man. That was so cool, man. You got your best moves. Yeah, I know, man. I was practicing all week long backstage. I thought that was you. Fantastic, man. So cool. Yeah. Whew, I'm all sweaty. Can you smell that? Yeah, that sucks, man. Ugh, you're disgusting. Ugh. Okay, let's go shower off, okay? All right, I'll see you. We check in next week. Yeah, okay. So Tarot Illumination's coming back in a minute. Get off the stage. Leave the stage now. He's gonna be back any second. Okay, bye. See ya. Bye. Whew. Okay, well, I just had a nice break there. I needed that. Thank you so much. I'm going to toast all of you. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah, it smells like smelly feet here right now. I don't know what happened, but things got a little bit noisy. And I was having my break. And and what can you do, you know? I mean, employees are employees. They do what they do, you know? My team is very hardworking. It's a backstage crew. They're all full union members, so you don't mess with that. They're union, okay? And they do a pretty good job. They do everything they can to help keep the show going, and you can't blame them for wanting to let off steam now and again, okay? Now, I said this is going to be a very, very short show, and I think it is going to be a short show. As is Ashley H still here? Ashley H, are you still here? Could you type it in the screen? If you're not, okay, no big deal. But Ashley H, what was that pouring sound? Oh yeah, it started raining. Yeah, thanks Jenny for asking. Yes, okay. Well, Ashley, you're a newbie, and so we're gonna haze you. You're gonna get hazed tonight. Yeah, okay. We did all this lovey-dovey, cool, like spiritual, like group healing thing, chit chat to get you in the groove, but you're gonna get hazed because you're gonna get a little micro mini reading. Okay, just for kicks. We're not going to do much more after this tonight. I just want to show you because every show we've done, we've always had at least several readings, you know, for people. And tonight, like I said on the channel, it says right there on the tape, it just says Sunday Night Live again. Yup, but just a quickie. Okay, that's tonight. That's right now. So we're going to wrap it up very soon. And it's going to be on the back of Ashley H, because you're new. But there's a lot of people here who've been regulars. They come all the time because they like to hang out because they understand the group healing thing. You might have watched the video, the reading we just did earlier for the whole group here. So you kind of understand what's going on. But this, Ashley, this one is for you. Da, 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 da. So sometimes on a really good night, we go for 3 or 4 hours. I know it's absolutely crazy. And we do like 10 or 15 readings for individuals. Okay. But it's not happening tonight. Okay. It's just too much. I try to keep it very, very simple. Just a little bit of fun and hanging out and one big monster reading for everybody. Thank you, Path Traveler, by the way. Thank you for that. I think it's a really good idea. It might be something we should do for every episode, you know? I don't know. But I think it turned out pretty well. I was very happy with the reading. I was really, really happy. Now, Ashley, this one is just for you. Now, you are in a public place, okay? Remember. So, you know, if things get a little weird, and it sounds like it's getting a little bit sensitive or too personal, don't worry, you know. I'll keep it very light, you know. Tarot Lumination is not a fortune teller. I'm not going to tell you who is your next lover or when you're going to win the lottery or should you change your job. I'm not going to do that. You make your own decisions, okay? Tarot Lumination is here to help you be you, okay? Live your own life. Make your own decisions, all right? Okay, Ashley H. I just need to buzz the cards a little bit more. I need to be very confident that the cards are clear. See? You see what happens? I don't do jumpers, flyers, oracles. You know, I know it's, you know, it's the, you know, it's the universal weight deck. Okay, Path Traveler, I know. I'm sorry, but it's just that, it's just like hamburgers, you know? Not everybody likes hamburgers, but if you think of Tara Illumination as like a little boutique food truck, and we just make very cool little boutique hamburgers, that's all it is, you know? That's all we're really doing here. Here's your hamburger, here's your fries, here's your drink. Okay? Do you want, you have to put on your own mustard, relish, and ketchup, and that's just how it is, but the burger's really good. And if you're a veggie, you get a veggie burger. Okay? So it's really, really simple. Super, super simple. A very, very simple, very limited menu. Okay? But it works, you know. If you need super fancy, if you need multiple oracles and lots of reversals, this is not the channel for you. There's plenty of other channels and amazing readers who do lots of reversals and oracles and multiple decks all in one reading. Yay! Okay. I just keep it very simple. I like to keep it simple. Simple is not easy, by the way. Ashley, you're up. Okay, Ashley, you're up. All right, here we go. This is it. Your cards are now shuffled, Ashley. Sorry, I got a little bit carried away in the storytelling there. And we're going to cut because you've got a good shuffle here. We are, the cards are, okay, there's something funny going on here, Ashley. I don't know what it is. We'll find out. Cut, 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 cut. All right, here we go. Here's the situation. Here's the challenge. Here's how we're going to handle it. And we're going to check the weather first before we do anything else. You, Ashley, we're just assuming that you're a really smart person and you make the best of the weather, okay? Always make the best of it. If it's an awful day with weather outside, you're going to make the best of it. If it's an absolutely beautiful day outside, you're going to make the best of it. If it's awful, it doesn't mean you're going to be depressed. If it's beautiful, it doesn't mean you're going to have to be obliged to be insanely happy. Okay, you can be really happy on a miserable day. You can be really miserable on a wonderful, beautiful day. It's allowed. Okay, you have to own your own energy. The weather does not own you. Okay, we're not going to let that happen. So let's have a look at the weather for you, Ashley. Okay, yeah, go, 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 Ashley, go, Ashley, go, Ashley. You have the Ace of Swords here. My feelings are when we get the aces that these do not arrive unless you deserve them. Okay? It's like a sacred gift. It's like a sacred opportunity falling into your lap from heaven. And like if you believe in angels, Ashley, let's just say your angels are tapping you on the shoulder and saying, Ashley, wake up, wake up, wake up. It is time. It is time for you to wake up and look at a bigger, brighter, newer world around you. Seize this moment, seize this opportunity, and let's take it to the next level. This is a chance to discover new truths, new awakenings, higher consciousness for you like never before. I feel to me that this is for me, to you, Ashley, this feels like this is the weather is very, very opportunistic for you right now in order to have fresh starts, new beginnings, and let's say higher consciousness. So in your awareness about how you understand how the world really works, okay? And I feel this is very closely aligned with the brand new Saturn in Capricorn journey that is just beginning. Okay, it started actually to me officially with the new moon a few days ago, just a few days, the new moon Capricorn. I feel that the weather indications here are that you are perfectly poised to take full advantage of this big wave now. I see this as a very significant wave. What's the situation? Okay, coming into mastery, wanting to make things work in a way that actually works. Bring it all down to earth, trying to understand, like trying to figure it out from the great beyond. How do you take all that wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the great beyond and turn it into a physical, successful, working reality? My feeling that's the situation now where Ashley H wants, it's almost like wants the good stuff, wants the big stuff. No messing around anymore. It's time for Ashley to come into your power, to come into your ability to manifest your, let's say, your physical reality like never before. Again, I feel this is very closely aligned with the Saturn in Capricorn journey that is just beginning. And it's going to reach a crescendo over in 2 years, and then it'll have another year after that. So with the King of Pentacles, for you in this reading, Ashley, it feels to me like if you don't feel like you're the King of Pentacles, if you don't feel like you have sovereign mastery over yourself and your worldly physical reality, then the desire to be that way is very strong. Okay, so I see that as good news. I see that as you being in the right place at the right time for the right reasons with the right people. In other words, you just showed up right here at this channel exactly at the right moment to be here and do this because you needed to know this. It's about you getting aligned, getting on the wave, getting on the right side of the wave so that you are not crushed by the wave, you are riding the wave for, let's say, success and manifestation. No matter how small, no matter how big, it's about what works for you. What's the challenge with all of this? Whoa, these are big cards. Okay, Ashley. So my feeling for you, Ashley, as the challenge is, it's kind of like whether you can handle it or not. It's almost like you've set standards very high for yourself, and you have all sorts of gifts and skills and talents which have value, and you would like them to be valued and appreciated in the outside world, but that starts from within. We have to love ourselves first. So with Temperance here in the challenge position, my feeling is that it's the sense of doubt, deep sense of doubt, whether you can actually ever heal or ever recover from whatever it is that's holding you back from being your fully manifested self. The Temperance is a beautiful card. It's almost like the energy of a masterpiece. How to turn things like paint and mud and canvas and dirt and time and energy into what we would call a masterpiece, a painting, a sculpture, a work of art, something like that. And turning garbage into gold, taking tons and tons and tons of waste material and turning it into something beautiful. And that's a frightening prospect, okay? But it can be done, okay? It's just that we've got really big cards here for you, Ashley. So you might have one of those larger than life type of lifestyles or lives that you are living in this lifetime. So wondering whether you can ever heal, whether you can ever overcome your weaknesses, whether you can ever have the courage to reveal whatever needs to be healed. I understand that. But you also have to understand with Temperance here is that you are surrounded, okay? You are guided, you are protected. And it might be just like a bit of that like scary feeling like, oh my God, what am I doing here? What am I honestly doing here with Tara Illumination on this Sunday Night Live thing? My feeling is like, what did you walk into here? Okay? But it's good. My feeling is that it's okay to realize and understand some of the concepts that we talk about on this channel, but it's actually good. It really, really, truly is about healing because it's like, so many people with life, it's all about the getting, the doing, the having, the being, the seeking, the striving, the achieving, whatever. But none of that happens. None of it can happen unless we are healthy and happy at the pit of our soul. So that's kind of the core theme of Tarot Illumination. All that other stuff is just wonderful. But if something is very deeply broken at the soul and it needs deep soul healing, then that becomes the Achilles heel. Nothing can evolve and grow beyond that. So the challenge is the healing itself, okay? Are you ready, willing, and able to heal? Do you feel that you are worthy, deserving, and open to heal? Are you ready to reveal what needs to be healed in order that it can be healed? How do we deal with all of this? Okay, whoa. Oh gosh, I don't want to turn this into a relationship reading, okay, Ashley? But this is a very powerful card of masculine energy here, and Ashley is a girl's name. I'm not going to go there. If you want to get into stuff privately, get in touch with tarotlumination.com and watch the video, all that stuff. how to do a private reading, because this is pretty intense. I feel kind of caught out here, honestly. I don't want to superimpose what I'm feeling here right now on a personal level in a public situation. Let's put it that way. So to make it very much lighter here for you, Ashley, what I'm feeling is that the way to handle this is come from the perspective of absolute power. Shameless, utterly shameless, absolute power. Throw all doubts aside, all fears aside, throw all inhibitions aside, and just determine by the invocation that you are worthy, you are deserving, you are open to receive, you are ready, you are willing, you are able to receive that which you deserve, especially when it comes to the healing. And if it is your intention to make a good life for yourself, you deserve that. It is okay for you to issue a direct command to your higher self and say, that is what I want, that is who I am, and I will heal whatever I need to heal in order for allow that to happen, because this cannot happen unless the healing is done first. Okay? And that has to happen by command. Okay? Not just hoping, not just wishing, not thinking like it might just fall in your lap or someone's going to fix you or rescue you. No, it's by command, it's by your determination. I am worthy. Let's, for Ashley, if we pretend it's a group healing thing and we all gather around and we say this specifically for Ashley, it's almost like, it's like pretend we're all linking hands and saying this to you directly, Ashley. You are worthy. You are deserving. You are open to receive. You are ready. You are willing. You are able to receive. So it is spoken. So it is done. Okay? Thank you. According to this. Okay? Got it? Got it? Got it? Come into your own power. Unashamedly. Don't be ashamed of your own power. Do not be scared to be you, Ashley, okay? All right, that's it. We're done. That's it. I'm not going to do any more readings tonight. I'm whacked out. I'm very sore. I'm medicated right now. I know it doesn't show because I'm doing a very good job of hiding it. But my body is crying out for rest. So I need to do a little bit of self-healing tonight myself. I'm going to shuffle the cards. I want to clear the deck. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you for joining us and giving Tara Illumination a chance to read for you. It was a true pleasure. I hope you get something good out of it. All right. You good, Ashley? You good to go? All right. So, yeah, look, like Giggle's writing in there about how to reinterpret this. You guys can reinterpret the readings however you want. If you want to make it personal, do so. And Fritterly does readings. Giggle does readings. There are lots of other readers here, okay? So however you figure it out, all right? Thank you so much, Ashley. It was a pleasure. Thank you for visiting. You are now officially, I don't want to turn this into like a weird cult or anything, but I think it's, I love saying it. Welcome to the Tara Illumination Love Tribe, okay? Thank you so, so much. So I'm going to put on another little tune and we're just going to hang out. We're just going to hang out, people, have a bit of fun, all right? Stay there, don't go away. Okay, we've done this before. There's only about 12 or 13 songs on the little tiny Tara Illumination Love Tribe list. But hold on, let's get this sorted out. So I'm going to play this one. Okay.
simple miracle. If you wish, you can have one right away. All you need is some faith, is the will. Ask for it, and it will come to you today. I want you to be oh so happy.
Yeah, yeah.
I want you to be your higher self. Yeah. I want you to live and die laughing. Taste your dreams today. Taste your dreams this way. Yeah. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. And if you wish to be in a state of grace, ask for it, and it will meet you face to face. And if you wish, if you dare to dream, you will find that it's easier than it seems. Hey, hey, I want you to be oh so happy. I want you to be your higher self. Yeah, I want you to live and die laughing. Taste your dreams today. Taste your dreams this way. Oh. Da 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 la da 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 la da 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 la da 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 da. Oh, yeah, yeah, I want you to be oh so happy. I want you to be your higher self. Yeah, yeah. I want you to live and die laughing. Taste your dreams today. Taste your dreams this way. Taste your dreams this way. Taste your dreams today. Check.
Uh-oh, what did I do wrong? Hold on. Screwed up. Sorry about that, people. Sorry, hold on. What are we doing, man? Stay there. I didn't want to put this. Hold on. I want to play. Something popped up on the screen there. I realized I wanted to play that song. Okay. I know I get a chance to do this once a week. Stay there. We're going to come back. I'm going to do Love the Word, but Chasing Rainbows. Where is it? Chasing Rainbows. I want to put Chasing Rainbows on there. It's a little short song. Don't worry. It's going to go quickly.
Sun's rays shine upon me. Clouds are shifting, storms are clearing. Step out from your shadow and listen to the voices that you are hearing. There's a pot of gold standing there below. You're not wasting time chasing rainbow. Watch the raindrops glitter. See the 7 colors shimmer. Walk out from your shadows and listen to the voices that you are hearing. There's a pot of gold standing there below. You're not wasting time chasing rainbow.
My dream is to do this in a choir with hundreds of thousands of people.
May the spirits shine upon you in return for what you've given, and light the world around you, and cast the rays of hope that make it worth living. There's a pot of gold standing there below. You're not wasting time chasing rainbow. You're not wasting time chasing rainbow. You're not wasting time chasing your rainbow. You're not wasting time chasing your rainbow.
I don't know if you've ever seen this, people, but there are double rainbows. I've seen a spectacular. I don't have a photograph, but they do exist. I'm sure plenty of you have seen them. These are real live double rainbows, a complete spectacular end-to-end rainbow, and then another rainbow on top of that rainbow. It's real, people. I'm just letting you know it does exist. So I'm going to play the last. I'm just going to play that closing song. I like to play it where we can just hang out. And I know some of you like to, exchange communications with each other, set up your buddy network, your email networks, and all that. And hey, that's beautiful, Miriam. Look at that. Look what Miriam. Look on the screen, everybody. Look what Miriam just wrote. See, very, very cool. Very, very, very cool. So, hold on. Hold on. This is the song I was going to play at the end.
Say the word, share the word, speak the word, dance the word, say the word, praise the word, be
Hey people, thank you so much. Love doing this for you. Love being with you. I love having you here. We'll do this again. I'm just gonna run the song again because I know you guys are still hanging out, chilling out, exchanging, you know, friendship. Okay.
Say the word, share the word, speak the word, dance the word, say the word, praise the word, feel the word, love the word, live the word, vibrate the word. Shake the word, hug the word, breathe the word, whisper the word, sign the word, love the word, sing it out, sing the word, share the word, speak the word, dance the word, say the word, praise the word, feel the word, love the word, live the word, vibrate the word, share the word, hug the word,
Good night, Lena. Good night, Fritali. John Boy. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. You got it, Marilyn. It's a group healing thing. That's what we're doing here. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you for visiting. Good night, Ingrid. Thank you for visiting. Love you. Love you, Ingrid. Hi, Ashley. Yes, I'll get that email. I'll get it later tomorrow. I'm too tired tonight. Good night, everybody. It's been a pleasure, as always. Thank you for visiting for the group healing energy. Carry that with you through the week. All power, all strength to you. Okay? You are healing, you are healed. 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 You are loving, you are loved. 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 You are guided, you are protected. 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 Okay. Good night, everybody. It's been a pleasure. Bye-bye.